So back in the day, when shooting on film as a director and as a producer, you'd be known for your shooting ratio. So let's just say it was 12:1. For every 12 minutes of footage you shot, 1 minute would end up in the finished product. And obviously with the cost of film, you didn't want your shooting ratio too high, otherwise that's going to screw with budgets. So what ratio do you think was a good ratio for shooting on film for a decent director? Well, it was about 5:1. Documentaries in that were a bit longer, narrative, planned shoots, you're looking at like 5:1. So for every 5 minutes filmed, 1 minute usable. Now since we moved to digital, people massively overshoot. You see it all the time. They're on location just letting the camera roll, letting it roll. All that footage has to be gone through. So all you're doing is eating up people's time on the back end. You got to think as if you were shooting on film. You get way more flexibility with digital, but you've got to make sure that you're not overshooting and bloating the production. So think before you hit record. Even though it's digital, try and think in filming ratios. You don't want too much time and too much footage wasted. Like if you're putting together a sequence, by the way, small rig arm, always got to have the ARRI locating pins on there. Can't stand it when arms start to move. So when you're out shooting your scenes, it's along the same lines of shooting for the edit. Or you've got to start thinking about, okay, I've filmed this person talking about this thing, doing this thing. How many shots I'm going to need to cut around how I shot it? Because you'll know I stopped recording here, started here, I moved position here, I zoomed here and there. You'll know what needs covering and you want to shoot for that. You don't want to just be shooting 10 beautiful bits of B-roll when you know you only need one. And you don't get a whole lot of time in the edit these days. So you're only going to learn this by thinking it over yourself. Or if you get the chance to, if it is your own production that you've been shooting, go through your footage, look at how many minutes you've actually got of usable stuff in your timeline, and then what your actual target edit time is. How much extra stuff have you got in there? Also, BNC. It is the best connector, as fiddly as it is. Can't stand HDMI. Also, when you're kitting out a camera, there's one dropped. How much do you think about your cable management? Little things like this. This one's called a sprig, but these little connectors that enable you to like route cables around your setup just help make it so much more usable. You're not getting cables stuck in your hand and messing around. But yeah, shooting ratios. Don't overshoot. Imagine you're shooting on film. Be more efficient.